Hey everyone, and Happy New Year! We have another episode on the Meet Your Board Fast Five series to kick off the year. Today we're getting the inside scoop on Brandon Laue. Brandon is the facilities manager for the town of Oro Valley and was the Young Professional Chair in 2020. Kate Nelson will be taking over Brandon's position for the coming year. But first, we wanted to hear from you, Brandon, about your experiences as the APRA board member. So thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm sure we're all excited for 2021 and hopefully some positive change to come. But yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, we'll jump right in. So, we heard a little bit about you on the Emerging Leaders Fast Five interview, but tell us a little bit more about how you got involved in Parks and Recreation and then what's led you to serving on the board.
Yeah, it's been such a beneficial journey for me. I got involved with Parks and Recreation at a young age at 16 as a lifeguard. I feel like that's a lot of people start as a part-time gig in Parks and Recreation. But yeah, I started out as a lifeguard and was just working seasonally during the summer. Got the opportunity with the town of Oro Valley to come on full time and just quickly started climbing the ladder. Became a full-time supervisor. Then I started managing the swim lesson program. And then after my undergrad, I was able to get a managerial position as the assistant recreation manager. So I got some experience not only in aquatics, but then I hopped over to recreation. I even got the opportunity to spend some time in the town manager's office, really kind of learning about the whole municipal function and what we do. Because Parks and Recreation is awesome, and I love being in that industry. But we're just one arm of municipal government, so it's really beneficial to see how all that came together and how we collectively serve the community. But yeah, as you mentioned, Becca, I'm now the facilities manager for Town of Oro Valley, so back managing Oro Valley Aquatic Center, but again in a managerial position. So that's me professionally. I got involved with APRA, as I mentioned, right after my undergrad in 2012. Hadn't heard about it. I had some colleagues that just kind of threw me under their wing, and next thing I know, I was at my first conference, and that was my first exposure to APRA and meeting this huge network of professionals and really opening my eyes to how diverse each community is, how big the network is in Arizona, and that this is a potential career path. And that was really awesome for me. So I quickly got involved with the board. I was the leisure branch treasurer back when we were branches. And then most recently, as you mentioned, I was the young professional chair. I served a total of 3 years in that term. And now, as you mentioned, Kate has taken over, and we're excited to see where this goes.
Awesome. Well, you've been involved in so much since 2012. So it's hard to say what your most memorable moment is, but what would you say your most memorable moment is as an APRA member?
Yeah, great question. I was joking with you earlier. I think they all blur together because I've been doing so many and they're so impactful. But conference is my most memorable moment. It's amazing again just to see everybody in one place, to meet people in person, which I know we're really hurting on for current situation in the COVID times. But yeah, the Wigwam Resort Conference was probably my most memorable. It was my first time speaking at a conference, and I was lucky enough to drag my now fiance out there for one of the social events. We did a casino night, and I just remember that vividly because if we were working with real money, I think I would be very rich. So it was a good night for me at the fake casino night, but it was just an awesome social. That was memorable for me because again, it was the annual meeting of all of our professionals. I got to see some friendly faces again, but that's when I really realized, I guess, how I've grown professionally from just attending these conferences, from being part-time, from being lower on the management totem pole to the point where I'm gaining a lot of knowledge. I'm having the opportunity to share that with new young professionals and actually speak at a conference. So that was really impactful for me. Really memorable.
Yeah, so you just told us a little bit about how it impacted your professional career, but how has serving on the board impacted even further?
Serving on the board has been a really awesome experience for me professionally. As I mentioned, APRA is just a great network to meet new people. But when you start to work on the board, you're seeing a different layer of that. You're getting involved with conferences. You're seeing really how hard we work as professionals in our agencies during our normal time. But then it's really amazing to see how hard people can work in this volunteer position. Serving on the board, even people that are involved with the conference committee and everything like that. It's just been really great to meet new people. So professionally, it gets my name out there. I get the opportunity to learn from other professionals and not get stuck in the silo that is my organization. Because as I mentioned, I get blown away every time I hear a story from another organization, another agency, because everybody's up against different challenges, and it's really really nice hearing from those people's experiences because it makes you a little bit more creative. You can be a little bit more dynamic in your thought processes and your problem solving. So professionally, it's been great. I've made an awesome network of professional friends that I feel like I can call on with questions. And again, professionally, it's given me the opportunity to learn from my experiences and try and give back. As the young professional chair, that's part of my role here, is to really reach out and try and make those people that are new to the profession realize, like I realized, that wow, this is a potential career opportunity, that there's so much involved with it, that if you have some passion in aquatics, there's some roles for you. If you like more special events, there's roles for you. And so, like I said, it was hugely impactful for me. So now I feel really blessed at the opportunity to be on the board and professionally give back to those younger professionals that are looking for the same opportunity.
Such a great answer. And now you've given us a little glimpse of how busy you are and how much you've been involved. So, in the free time that you do have, what are any activities that you enjoy most?
Yeah, this might be a repeat from our emerging leaders interview, but one of my favorite hobbies at the moment is frisbee golf. Right, that's how I spend some of my weekends, and as soon as the day length gets a little bit longer, that's usually what I try and squeeze in after my work day before I have to go home. So that's just been a fun hobby with my friend circle and whatnot. It's been a while, but I was into rock climbing for a long time. It's been tough to get back out and do that, just with, as you mentioned, how busy I've been. And then the other hobby that I keep up with is recreational ATV riding and dirt bikes and things like that. So I grew up doing that with my family, and my father and I still have some toys and get to tinker and wrench on things and go fast every once in a while. So that's always a fun time for me, and again, a kind of a family pastime. So that's what keeps me busy when I'm not at work.
I love how much this field just loves being outdoors and being active, and that fresh air in Arizona is definitely a great place to do that. So, as we know, our last question is a piece of advice. So this time, what is one piece of advice you would give our members who may not know the personal and professional benefits of serving on any boards or committees?
Yeah, I think I spoke to it a little bit, but really it's give it a shot. Most organizations already know and recognize the value of APRA, and it doesn't hurt whether you're young to the profession by age or just brand new to Parks and Recreation to ask your director to show interest in being involved with APRA, because as soon as you get your foot in the door, you're going to be able to see the benefits. And I feel that APRA is doing a great job of making entering these extracurricular activities a little bit easier. And if only by force, right? Now we have to do a lot of these Zoom meetings, and it's one of those blessings that come from a kind of a bummer situation like COVID. But there's forums, there's workshops like the one I put on, the Emerging Leaders Workshop. So there's a few different ways to get involved with APRA that isn't the big conference, which is again an amazing experience if you're able to make it. But get your foot in the door, just try it out. Ask your peers, about APRA if you're not quite sure what the benefits are, what we actually do as an association. And then at minimum, there are regional meetups, right? And those are free. So figure out what region you're in. It's pretty easy to do. You can go to the APRA website. It'll show you based on your location what region you're in, and then it'll also tell you who your regional rep is. So you can get in contact with them. They're always looking for people to corral together to have these meetups. And I guess that's the advice, is that it's an amazing opportunity to not only make new friends, but also grow yourself professionally. Because I think, again, the more knowledge we have on the diverse challenges that we are all faced with, then the better that we can be in our current position, and the easier it is to grow professionally.
Brandon, always such great advice and great advice for our young professionals out there. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and thank you for serving on our board. We're really grateful for all the work that you've done for APRA and the community. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for your time.